Hello, good game. Welcome back, ghouls and goblins. I hope you're all having a magical day. Thank you so much for taking the time to support the channel. How much does Magic the Gathering really cost? Content creator reveals all. That's the title of today's video, and we're gonna discuss exactly how much I personally spend in a year within Magic the Gathering Arena, how much it would cost you if you have absolutely no cards and you want a complete collection, and then, of course, how much is the upkeep going on from there as well. Lots of really cool information within today's video. If you are digging it, make sure to leave a thumbs up to help support cool content just like this in the future. You can also subscribe to help support the channel as well. And there's the Linktree link in the description below, or give it a Google for lots of cool goodies. Join the community Discord and stuff just like this. So, buckle up, get ready, and let's go. Alrighty, so we find ourselves in game here within the purchase gems page, and I just want to remind everybody, if you are spending money on the game, because that's kind of what this video is about, do it in $100 increments. It's going to be the best value per gem that you get. It's not a lot, but every bit helps because it's quite a rabbit hole, as we're going to be learning today. So, I use Magic the Gathering Arena Assistant to track my collection. You can download this for free within the Linktree link. It's also in the description below, right? So Magic the Gathering Arena Assistant, each download actually helps me financially, which is really cool. A couple cents in the piggy bank, which is nice. So check it out for free. We're in the collection tab, and it's going to tell us everything we want to know about our arena collection. So I have 92.5% of the unique cards and 86% of the total collection, because remember, there's 4 of each card, right? So, the unique is really important, but the total collection is also fairly valuable. And then you can sort it through colors, rarity, through different sets, which is pretty cool, so you know where you need to get to. And this is just a great way to help you raise awareness of your overall collection. And, it will allow you to think, oh, I need to do some Ixalan drafts or something, right? When they do come about, as opposed to, well, I know I shouldn't partake in any Zendikar Rising drafts because I'm at 100% there, right? So that's going to help you make sure that you are making the right decision with your time, and it's just really cool to be aware of it as well, because I personally love to collect things within the game, whether it be gems. I don't really have much of those, but I'm always spending the gems. I'd rather spend my gems than the gold. I want to get 1,000,000 gold. I do not spend gold on cosmetics. That's the only thing I've changed to start farming this amount of gold, right? As easy as that. Stop spending gold on cosmetics. Gems too, just ignore them. I know it's hard, they're so pretty, but that's really going to help you out. And of course, you can spend your wild cards to grab cards individually to complete your collection as well. I don't recommend it, but it's definitely an option there. So with this out of the way, that's really how you should be buying your currency within the game in $100 sets, and then you can use the assistant to keep track of that set, right? And that's going to be the most important foundation to today's video. And with that out of the way, let's check in here, if we can, to this lovely page that I wrote up, LOL. Magic the Gathering yearly budget, which is pretty cool. So how much does it cost to play Arena? And then there's different types of collections, which is pretty cool, depending on what style of player you are, of course, and you'll need to determine this for yourself, whether you're just focusing on standard or you want the whole pie and want to play some historic as well, right? So every year we get 4 new standard sets and 5 new historic sets, 2 anthologies, 2 remasters, and a jumpstart so far, right? We don't have a ton of data to go off of. I'm using year 2020 as data inputs for today's video. With that being said, there's 9 total new releases into the game every year. There's different ways to complete each collection. You can use limited, draft, and sealed, also known as rare hunting. You can do constructed, pack spamming, right? And then, of course, the jumpstart, which is kind of like limited, but its own thing. And I really recommend that if you are new to the game, you just ignore jumpstart. Do not partake in it. It's a gold sink. You're not going to get far enough to make a dent in the collection anyways. but we're going to go through those numbers in just a bit. So if you are a veteran to the game, you've been playing it, you've got all your other cards farmed, by all means, dive into Jumpstart and deal some damage there. However, if you're new to the game, focus on constructed. The standard sets are most important. Of course, you can go in to the historic, and I shouldn't say focus on constructed. What I mean to say is focus on standard, because depending on what kind of new player you are, you may want to focus on limited or constructed. It really depends upon, the amount you're able to spend throughout the set, the time you have within the set, and then of course, your relative skill within those different formats as well. The average cost per set, utilizing data off of the most recent set. So there were 300 packs at 281 cards to complete the Dungeons & Dragons set. I have a video going through this on my channel where I opened all of the packs right away to figure out exactly how many it would take me. This gives us a ratio of, 0.936 new cards per pack, which is great. And then we can, apply the 1 pack equals $1 because 3 packs is 600 gems, and that means 200 gems per pack. 20,000 gems for $100 equals $1 per 200 gems, or 1 pack per $1, right? Just so we're all followed along there with the math. And then standard, the average standard set through the last year has 269 cards in it, averaging out to 287 per set. Historic averaging to 267 cards per set. That'll be $285. Right around that 285 mark for both standard and historic sets. Jumpstart's a little bit different though, right? There was 37 new cards, 500 total cards. To get them all, it's going to take you 372 runs at 400 gems each. It's $2 per run, which comes around to about $745 to complete the Jumpstart set, which is a lot, right? That's not cheap, right? Jumpstart 2 has 151 new cards, 782 total, with the same math applied as we received from the data of Jumpstart 1, equaling $1,165 for the set, which is expensive. It's no joke, but we're adults here, let's be honest. However, it's likely to be more expensive than Jumpstart 1 due to the fact that the packs will now have random rares within them. Before, we were able to keep a spreadsheet and just kind of like, oh, I picked this pack, have all those cards, don't pick it again type of thing. But here, it's going to be random, and we're going to be picking those packs more than once, which is pretty crazy. Keep in mind, you can buy the Jumpstart Rares and Mythics, the new cards to the set, the 37 and the 151. Keep in mind, these all get times by 4 if you want the complete set, which is pretty nasty. You can use your wild cards on those, and I think that's potentially a better option. It depends if you have the time. So we do think that it's going to be a little bit more expensive due to the randomization of those rares in the packs. Guessing 1.5 times cost basis, that's going to bring us just shy of $1,800 for Jumpstart 2. Woof. And that's why it may be a better bet to, sink in some of those wild cards. But at the end of the day, it's great to have the complete set. Regardless, it's been estimated that it would take roughly 250,000 gold to complete Jumpstart 2. We've seen a little bit on this, and we'll have a link to that article in the description below if you want to take a closer look. So with this being said, average cost per year, standard $1,150, historic $1,425, Jumpstart about $1,200, total $3,800, or just $3,750 I should say. Keep in mind, this is Canadian dollars, right? These are big old CADs. So this is a lot cheaper with the USD, right? Probably $3,000 or less, $2,800 maybe, depending on the day. But that's maybe good news for you depending on your country. Of course, you know, I'm using my local currency for all of the math, but I do want to show you guys that you should be able to easily convert that into your own currency, right? So, you know, this is your yearly budget. If you are just like swiping the credit card, you're not doing daily quests, you're not farming anything, you know, there's no individual card rewards. That's just, I want it all, and I want it all right now. Of course, you can spend a lot less on it if you want through the daily wins, the quests, limited rare drafting, season rewards. The mastery pass is really nice as well. And then we have a couple articles that you guys may be interested in. We can skip through them. How expensive is it to play Arena? Now, this is from 2 years ago, right? This is a little bit old, but it is still very relevant. The grinder says there's different personality types, and we all have different goals while playing Arena, right? Yes, some things are more efficient than others, but only if you can follow the regiment that it requires, right? So the grinder, they just want a good deck, and then they'll grind out the rest, right? So for these individuals, I probably recommend, you know, that you might not rare draft. You just open packs, you do the daily quests, you get those wild cards, and you build that one deck, and you are going to grind that one deck into eternity. Don't worry, that's fine, because I have free-to-play content on the channel all the time that will keep the game fresh and interesting for you, right? Without, you know, draining those wild cards, commons, uncommons, artisan decks. So you can be a grinder, and I'll still support you. It's okay, I get it. Personally, I get bored of playing the same deck every day. We have the meta player, you know, they're talking a little bit more about it than I would. So this is the person who, you know, is just spending money at the set release, building the best deck, very similar to the grinder. You know, the hardcore brewer, this person wants the complete set. They want every single card that the set has to offer. That's me, right? Of course, and then we have the limited player. You know, they'll get there when they get there, as long as they do get there. And of course, you know, they're talking a little bit about the conclusion and stuff. So I'm not going to go through the whole article, but it is important to note that there are different kinds of players who will have different goals, right? And then there's different ways to achieve that. Here we have an article on the Jumpstart collection. This was for the first one, how to complete it, which is pretty cool. You know, just going through some of the absolutely ridiculous math. I think it's about 131 packs if you just wanted the lands. However, if you want all of the cards, it goes way, way up. And that's why it is just so, so expensive. And then, of course, if you are rare drafting, which I personally recommend, we're going to get back to that in a second, you can do it, complete your entire set for free if you're good enough, right? Of course, if you're not good enough, we have estimates that it will take you roughly $50. It's some sealeds and some drafts. Of course, you can reduce the cost of that if you're really, really good at it. This is accomplished through practice, right? You can't do your first draft and be like, oh, I'm bad, I can't draft. That's the case for everyone, right? You have to put in your time, you have to grind it out and learn the new format. It's a little bit different than constructed, right? Of course, this is really good, right? We go from spending hundreds and hundreds of dollars per set to maybe $50, maybe no dollars, of course, right? So they go through the math, they go through it all. They even link their YouTube channel, so you can't call them a liar, which I personally love. So check out this article, available in the description below as well. And then we're getting into, you know, some frequently asked questions, which is pretty cool. Are my gems better spent on sealed events or a mastery pass when a new set is released? Personally, I'm recommending the Mastery Pass. However, you need to be sure that you'll have enough playtime to get its entire value. You have to earn experience to unlock the sequential levels of your Mastery Pass. And if you're not playing, you're not gaining experience and you're not getting that value back out of it. So if you can play a lot, the Mastery Pass is amazing value. However, if you've watched my other farming guides, you'll know that sealed is the best bang for your buck when a set is released. You get per dollar or per gold the most amount of cards this way. And if you have an empty set, 0% completion, well, you want all the cards you can get, right? Of course, how should I spend my gold? Personally, I recommend hoarding it until about 50,000 gold, at which point you can complete the newest set. This means taking a set off, right? If you're we're in the D&D set. So that means no more gold spending on D&D. You farm gold for the rest of D&D. The new set comes out and then you dump all of that gold into the limited. This will ensure that you have enough gold to complete the entire set so you don't run out and then you're like, oh, well, I only have half a set. Bummer, I'm never going to complete my sets, which is fine. It all depends upon your goals. You can also just open packs and have fun. This brings us back full circle to the different personality types, the grinder, the meta player, the hardcore brewer. It depends what you want to get done, right? Do you need one good deck? You can probably just open packs, spend your wild cards on that deck. Easy. Do you want all the cards? Well, you can still spend the credit card, get that ripping, turn on the PayPal, right? I'm sure they'll love that. Or you can get good at draft, right? So there's lots of different things to do. Keep in mind, the end goal is to complete your collection. You also want to be gaining entertainment value from your dollar. Yes, opening packs is great. There's not much entertainment value there per dollar as opposed to the drafts. The draft is, 1,500 gems or whatever, and it lasts an hour and a half. This per dollar equals far more entertainment value because now your time is engaged, you're busy. So that's something that you may want to think of as well, it's great. Drafting is really cool. It's an integral part of the game. It's absolutely amazing. And it's a true test of luck and skill together, which is great. And not two drafts are the same for the most part, which I really like as well. So definitely entirely different play styles. And, you're going to have to decide not only which one of those you like more, but which farming process or collection process might be right for you. So that's kind of all I have for you guys today. There's not much going on here. Make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel to help support. Check out that Linktree link to join the community Discord, become a Patreon, cool things like this, right? So again, to recap, potentially almost $4,000 to complete your set for the year in Canadian, $37.29.50. Again, this is a rough estimate because these things are based on percentages. It could be far more, it could be a little bit less. I just do my best to estimate, and I have fun with that, and it's been something I've done since the start of the channel, and I'm always getting a little bit better at it, which is cool. So let me know what you guys thought of the video. Did I miss anything? Let me know so I can correct it for this time and of course next time into the future as well. Any thoughts, any other questions you have about spending money on Arena, please leave them in the comments below. I'll go through them all and get back to you guys. It's a really important video, not only to me, but I imagine a lot of the adult community as well, right? So cheers, enjoy, have a magical day, and we'll see you soon in the next.